It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry alongside Jeff Meacham, who's muted, by the way, and Big Baller G. Oh, you are intentionally. Okay, that's fine. It is an exciting week. We've got a lot to talk about because we've got a bunch of stuff going on with football. I figure we should talk about how Triple H is doing with creative thus far. And, of course, we got Dynamite tonight. And we've got a big show tomorrow in Jack of all trades. So we'll get to that all in this hour. How is everybody doing? Big Baller G, good to see you again, my friend.
I'm doing good. I had a fun weekend at Wrestle Bash up in New Jersey. Got to meet Sean, X-Pac. Got to meet Diamante. Brought to you by Parker Kane Promotions. There was a whole bunch of people. Got to meet Orange Cassidy. That was pretty fun and cool at the same time. Yeah. Then in October, we got to Leadfest 5 in the Baltimore area again, and we're bringing in Bobby Fish, so that'll be fun. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Like you said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, like I always say, let's get this ball rolling, baby.
Hey, you can bowl a ball. I mean, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
Mr. Meacham, how are you doing today, sir? You've got some fun stuff going on with you, don't you?
I do indeed. I mean, you can't see because I've got the picnic area behind me, but I actually am at the happiest place on earth. I am at Disneyland and here in Southern California, and this isn't the official one. I don't have the official branding yet, but I do have the email slip in my possession on my telephone, and very, very soon this will be a real one. So I am officially working in this place. Ha! Woo! So,
I mean, you're living the dream. You've been a Disney fan your entire life, and now you get to work for the mouse. As
most of you know that there's two things in my life that have been in my life longer than wrestling: the Los Angeles Kings since fetus, like literal since the womb, and Disney. And you know, I lived to see the Kings win the Stanley Cup, and that was an amazing moment to see live with my father next to me. I never, in my wildest dreams, Greg, you've known me long enough to know that I interviewed here 10 years ago, and it just, the timing wasn't there. It just wasn't the right time. You know, Dylan was still very young, and he needed me, you know, to be father guy because that's what I do. But the timing's right. He's 14. He don't like me very much anyway. He didn't leave me around anyway. I'm not cool enough for him, but I am cool enough to work at Disneyland. So
very cool. Congratulations.
So excited. So the reason I did this announcement now was because in case I got to cut out early, because you guys can't hear it now because I've got it turned down just enough where you don't have to hear it. But the freaking Esplanade music is like right here. There's a speaker right above my head. So I don't want Greg to get dinged when we're trying to get out to that $300 goal by the end of tomorrow's show.
Well, by the end of next week, we still got next week.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I keep thinking it's the 25th for some reason, but tomorrow's the 25th. So
yeah, tomorrow's the 25th for Jack of all trades. So we still got a week.
One more Greg Cherry show, yes.
One
but I will be doing a lot when we're not I'm not speaking, just in case, because Disney music is magical and it's loud. So
you know what? Honestly, Jeff, I can't hear it. Like you are fine. Like you are coming through clearly. I can't hear any background music, so you don't have to.
Okay, well, cool. If the audience who was congratulating me, and thank you very much for that, by the way, Josh's. Oh, your sister. Okay, well, Josh, I'm not going to be out of traditions, training, all that until the end of next month, so it probably won't coincide. And honestly, I'm doing food and beverage steward, so you won't see me on stage very often if I can help it, because I don't need to be on stage, but I do get the stage perks, which is nice. Christmas shopping is going to be much easier this year. But yeah, it's like you said, dude, living the dream. You know, you both, Greg more so, you both know me long enough to know that, you know, I've been doing this for 20 years, the podcasting, the wrestling with Aaron or JJ or whoever, man. But this is next level for me. This is unbelievable that I actually get to, you know, come on this property starting next month and go, oh my God. Like, seriously, I had to make sure the recruiter told me my feet were on the ground. Because I swore when she said the word offer, I thought I floated up and had a out of body. So
I mean, that's awesome. Like anytime you get to do something that you enjoy, and like I enjoy my job. Like my job is great.
Yeah.
And obviously all this stuff is like, this is just for fun, but like
Yeah. Well, you and I have had a talk recently, and we're gonna kind of break the fourth wall here, as we often do on this show.
Not on this show.
When does this stuff become, start realizing that it's an expensive hobby more than it is a job, right?
Right.
I've been doing this for 20, have not make a living money, never did. It wasn't about that for the majority of working with Aaron and you and JJ. It was just, what, we like this stuff, let's talk about it. If we make a little money, cool beans. But the last 3 years have been a real struggle because of the inability to get a job, really anywhere. We're in a COVID-induced recession, whether we like it or not, globally. It's a muckerfucker out there. And I'm trying to use my words nicely because I'm at Disneyland. And there's kids like right there. So yeah, I'm not wearing the badge, but I gotta make sure I stay brand safe. But to be able to come down here and I came down here for a job fair for basically like one department, right? No expectations. The algorithm didn't like my answers on the web-based interview thing or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not going to computer decide I go home early. This is not going to be a thing. So walking to the desk, I said, I lost it. I said, I'd like to, go further if I could. They put me in with a recruiter. She saw the smile going like out to here, Joker style. And within a 15-minute discussion, I had an offer.
I mean, that's awesome. Like offering right on the spot. So
yeah,
congratulations,
it was one of those. The interview I had with them, I told you this, Greg. Everything was peachy keen until the fact that my job history caught up with me, and it was still able to catch up with me at that point in the game. And the color the color, her face became whiter than my arm. It was like, she's like, I can't hire this guy. I was like, no, but no such drama today. I get to go on that bus at 7:00 to go home. I probably won't stop smiling until some creative botch from AEW tonight or something else. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tonight in Cleveland with the Simple Man in near the front row. He's got some good tickets tonight, man.
I mean, last time Mox literally walked right past him. So
right. Well, where he's sitting, I think they're going to have Mox on the other side this time. But you never know. You never know with Mox what side he's going to walk in on. It depends how camera setup is.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah.
Both Jeff and I have been fortunate to go to AEW shows. We were at one of the same ones, actually. Dynamite in Pittsburgh last year.
I saw him at the Forum, so it's like I said, I've gone home to the Forum this year to see wrestling. I get to go back to that area to see WrestleMania in April.
Right.
And now I work here. Like, please, lightning, don't hit me now. The cruise was fine, but not now. Can we? Right? Yeah.
So one of the frustrating things is like I didn't realize Raw was in Pittsburgh next week, and I do a show on Monday nights now. So it's like, damn it.
Yeah, I tried it. It is on Monday. Yep.
But hey, Unsportsmanlike is a fantastic show. If you guys haven't checked it out, the show with me and Jarrett Bailey. Yeah. You did catch it this week. I do appreciate you catching it this week. Jarrett Bailey is my co-host for that show, and he's been on Jack of All Trades. And speaking of that very thing, where is the graphic? Right here. This is tomorrow on Jack of All Trades.
Whoa.
My co-host, Jarrett Bailey.
Stacked foursome there.
Yeah, Dwayne Atkinson, who won his spot on Jack of All Trades on this very show.
Yes.
And of course, Jeremy Lambert, who's going to be making his debut from Fightful Overbooked, one of the big guys over at Fightful. And of course, the reigning defending champion, Sati Niyangi. I am excited for that. It's going to be a great match. And it's funny because Jeremy and I are all in the same fantasy league. Like we're in that wrestling media fantasy football league together. Like it's the three of us. There's Tempest, Sean Ross Sapp's in there, and like a few others. It's a pretty stacked as far as like wrestling media group in there. So I was just kind of happy to be there, but I'm still looking to win. So it's going to be very funny because there's a draft story. I might as well tell it now so it makes a little more sense tomorrow because I'm sure Jeremy will go into it. So Jared sets up the league and he sets up the draft order on Yahoo. And Yahoo apparently has the reputation of screwing that up right before the draft. So Jeremy was supposed to draft first out of 12 teams, and having the first pick is kind of a big deal in a draft.
Right.
His draft number moved from 1 to 12.
Oof.
I mean, I thought I had it bad because I was supposed to be 5th and I ended up 11th, which is still not great, but I'm sure that story will be told tomorrow on Jack of All Trades. There's going to be barbs traded.
I'm glad I'm already home and not doing the thing yet. I'm glad to hear that story live as it unfolds.
Josh is asking if we wanted to go over how our drafts
I
panned out on Saturday. I will put up the first round because I had this graphic up. I am the Pittsburgh Geese, and I drafted Cooper Kupp in the first round. So go me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got a pretty solid pick.
That's our boy.
Yeah.
Out here in LA anyway.
I didn't pick any Steelers until later on because I picked up Chase Claypool because I'm a Notre Dame guy. And who else did I pick up? I didn't get Najee this one. I got Najee in the wrestling media one.
Okay.
I have to look at my draft order now.
Oh, well, while you're doing that, I saw Josh's comment. I want to make sure I acknowledge it because Josh actually did it for me, so I appreciate it. Hey, they started my week out with that preseason dominance. It's preseason. I understand that. Get over yourselves. Over San Diego, Los Angeles, the Squatters, or whatever the hell they're called, the Chargers. So, and again, it was at SoFi, so I got to see my WrestleMania seat views. So that was the start of my week.
Pat Fryermuth was my other option.
Okay. There
he was not. I was hoping to get George Kittle, but he was taken like right before me. I was so pissed. Yeah. I feel like, strangely enough, my wrestling media draft went better than this one, even though I was in a slightly better position to draft. We will see. I feel like Josh and I will do weekly fantasy football updates on the show because it's in the midweek. So like weekends on Monday nights, and then the next week starts up on Thursday. So Wednesday's the perfect place to update where we're at in our fantasy football league. I figured that'd be a fun addition as football season continues. But yeah, I'm excited about Jack of All Trades tomorrow. That should be fun. And as I mentioned, looking back at the graphic, Dwayne Atkinson, as I mentioned, earned his spot by spinning the wheel and getting us closer to our monthly donation goal. Dwayne Atkinson is also this Friday competing for the Combat Wrestling Trivia Ironman Championship. So he has a chance to win a couple different pieces of gold this week. And CWT is doing a thing called End. They're doing a show called End, so it's going to be that. It's going to be a triple threat match between a group of guys, and then it's going to be Chris Cass defending his title against Brett Storm. So that's going to be a stacked show. Now, funny enough, I have basically the equivalent of Money in the Bank. I have like a Fight for the Right, so I could cash in on the world champion if I so choose. If I'm not busy Friday, I might stop over. You never know.
Do you really want to poke the bear that is Brett Storm if he does win, though? I really.
Listen, if one of them wins it, I have to take the title from one of them, don't I? Like, I have to rip the Band-Aid off. I've beat both Chris and Brett on this show, like on WTC.
True.
I beat them both on that. So it's possible. I understand CWT is a different format, but
it's still
in our tournament match, it was only a 2-point difference. So
right.
Anything is possible. It all depends on the questions and how that works out. I don't know. Check it out Friday. I haven't decided if I'm going to cash in yet, but I'm thinking about it.
What time is that on?
That is on, I believe, at 10 o'clock on Friday. Check JB3's Twitter because that
10 a.m. or p.m.?
PM. So it would be after SmackDown.
Okay, yeah, I should be home at the start. Depends how long Dylan drop-off takes. That's always an adventure going up the freeway.
But there you go. All right, so let's talk about... Dwayne says you haven't beat me ever. That's because we haven't faced each other, brother.
But hey, he's
Don't
not
be
wrong
talking
though.
smack
He's
on
not
me.
wrong.
I have no idea what that was. But anyway, we are. Alexa, stop. Things having a seizure.
Quiet, little Miss Bliss. Nobody asked your opinion.
Yeah. So we are just $70 short of the championship gauntlet goal. And I mentioned last week on the show, if we do not reach that, I am not going to screw Brett Storm, Dwayne Atkinson, and Joey Suba out of an opportunity at the title. So if we fail to reach that $300 goal, the three of them, and if we get somebody else to donate $50 and we still come short, they will compete in a triple threat number one contenders match. So it won't be like a full-blown tournament. It'll just be the three of them competing to see who will get a shot at me. Because I feel like at least an opportunity at me with that much money put towards the channel it's only fair.
Right.
Like if we weren't anywhere close, like if we were at like $60, I'd be like, oh, screw you. Like you guys weren't even close, but we're close. So I feel like they should get something out of it, you know?
Are you going to be doing the question for the triple threat?
I will make the questions for the triple threat, and then you and JB3 can coordinate for the championship match.
All right, yeah. I get JB3 and I on the ball on that pretty soon.
Well, if we get the full 70, you're going to have to do a lot more work than that, brother.
That'll be my last hurrah in wrestling podcasting before I have to do, because I can't do that in this. That will kill me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, part of me, like...
A fun time, man. You know what? Go ahead.
I was going to say, part of me hopes we don't hit the goal because... Like, it'd be awesome to hit the goal. Yes, financially, it'd be awesome to hit the goal. It'd be awesome to have a little bit extra money to, like, spend for the channel. Oh, by the way, I got this little thing to help. I figure whenever Jen and I sell the house and I get my studio all set up, then that'll go perfectly outside the door. So I am spending it on stuff for the studio. But yeah, if we don't reach that goal, that's fine. I don't mind hosting. I really enjoy the hosting of the shows. Jeff's gone. I enjoy the hosting of the shows. I don't know if I would enjoy necessarily having the stress of potentially beating 9 people consecutively.
Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be like when the Steelers went undefeated 12-0 and we had
and then it would basically be the Baltimore, waiting a week and a half to
right.
Oh boy. Completely insane. All right, so let's talk about football a little bit because the preseason's gone on. Steelers are 2-0 in the preseason.
Right.
Ravens have won 22 straight, which who cares? Who cares? You won 22 straight in the preseason. You were last in the AFC North last year.
Right.
Like, figure out where to brag there. I'm still not sure about the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I've been looking at the stats and all three, and I think Tomlin said he's going to make a decision after we play the Lions in the third preseason game. I mean, right now, Pickett's looking pretty good. I mean, he's breaking, like, from what I read, he preseason records, he's doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. He's got like 2 touchdowns already. He's got over 100 passing yards. And then I think it's Pickett and then Trubisky and then I think Rudolph, which is no surprise.
Which is fine. I hope that they make some offensive line moves beforehand. We need to get rid of Kendrick Green. I hate to say it. He can't. He couldn't block if he was widened 6 feet on each side. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like Kendrick Green was supposed to be our center, couldn't block worth a damn.
Yeah.
And then he gets moved to left guard. And he still can't block, even though he doesn't have to worry about snapping the ball. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like I watched a couple plays where he just let the defender blow right by him. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you even on the field at that point?
Yeah, it's hopefully. I mean, like we know defensively will be fine. It's offensively, I mean, even though it's preseason, it came literally down to the last 2 minutes again.
Yeah,
for the Steelers, and that's like somebody was telling me the other day is like I don't even have to watch the whole game. I can just watch the last 2 minutes of the Steelers game and know what happened.
Pretty much. The thing is, like last season was like doubly punishing because that Raiders game, I swear, was going to take years off my life, and the Steelers weren't even in it.
Yeah,
the Sunday Night Football game. I'm like, there's no way that this could come down to a tie. And of course, Chris Collinsworth rooting for the sumbitch.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm already sick of Chris Collinsworth, but that just made it like the fact that he was rooting for the tie, like he was rooting for chaos.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah. Hopefully, I'm not saying we're gonna have the best record, but I think we'll be okay.
I think they'll be okay too. It's a little bit easier to judge once we're like 5-6 games in, because obviously you never know who's going to start with whatever. You never know how things are going to play out during the regular season. It's a completely different atmosphere than the preseason. Because again, the Ravens haven't lost a preseason game in like 5-6 years. And last season they went 8-9. You don't know how a season is going to play out.
Right.
DJ Bayside, hi, Zach. Go Notre Dame, screw Ohio State, go Irish. Exactly. Go Irish. I will absolutely be watching that game. I'm hoping to make it to South Bend at some point this year. I would love to go because I've never actually been for a game. I've been to their campus, but I've never been for a game.
Okay.
So that is on the docket this year. Jeff had his phone overheat, so he can't continue on with the show.
No.
Well, that's what happens when you live in a terrible state, Jeff. But yeah, football season it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed with the Deshaun Watson stuff. Like I am. Sorry, Josh, but it has to be talked about. And you know, I went back to this show 5 months ago when the Watson stuff broke. And I was just looking for a clip. Is like, I feel like I said something to be like, the Browns sold their soul. And I couldn't find myself say exactly that. But I talked about him being suspended. And I said, and I quote, he'll probably be suspended till like week 12. I was a week off, but hey, 5 months ago making that prediction,
right?
That's not bad. If it was their 12th game, then yeah, because I think they have a bye week before that. So technically, if you want to count that as a win to me, then yeah. So I pretty much called that.
I mean, didn't Ben never got suspended for the allegations that happened to him back in what 06, something like that? 05, 06.
Well, Ben got suspended the year they went to the Super Bowl against Green Bay.
Okay. See how long ago that was? I can't remember.
I remember that specifically because he had the motorcycle accident after the first Super Bowl win.
Right. Yep. I remember the motorcycle accident. Yep.
Yeah.
And
I remember the local Pittsburgh media basically playing it up like he was dead. I mean the like somber voice that like WWE does when they're trying to sell things. That's what the news was doing when they were finding out about Ben's accident. So Zach, I do appreciate this, but I forgot to make an announcement earlier. Next week on the show, and I actually didn't plan this. I didn't think about this, but it kind of works out. Next week on the show, we're going to have a very special guest on the show. And this person has actually been on Jack of All Trades before, but it's their first time on the Greg Cherry Show. Jesse Davin's going to be on the show.
Oh, nice.
And she's an Ohio State fan. And I did not plan for an Ohio State fan to be on my show the week of Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Oh, jeez.
I was thinking about that. I was like, that kind of works out, because I guarantee you Notre Dame, Ohio State is going to be talked about quite a bit next week.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure
Especially
it
with
will
Tessie
be.
on the show. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, because I was actually trying to get her on the show today, and like timing didn't work out, but she said next week she'll be fine. So that'll be a lot of fun. So next week, Jesse Davin's going to be a guest on the show, and yes, I will be wearing my Irish jersey, one of them, on the show. And I'm sure once she sees me in it, she'll bring one of her Ohio State ones. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
But it should be a fun show, because I've invited people from rival fandoms to the show. Like, I invited Sean on the show after the Bengals beat the Steelers both times.
Oh, geez.
So like that shows humility on my part, because I was like, whew. Actually, I don't think I invited him the second time, because the Bengals just blew the Steelers out. I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
But the one before was fine. Cool Brother says, "Go Buckeyes." See, it's going to be a very polarizing. It's going to be a very polarizing game. Josh has both Notre Dame and Ohio State shirts. See, like this show is like the epicenter of like, this game is a big deal.
Yeah,
I love college football. I do. It's going to be so much fun. Moving on from that, Triple H officially took over creative about a month ago with WWE, with the retirement of Vince McMahon. Jeff, I've been talking a lot. I want you to give your thoughts on how you think Triple H's creative run has been thus far. Do you think, is it overrated? Is it underrated? Properly rated? Like, how do you think it's going?
He's I think it's going good so far. He's doing little things here and there, and it's just not Triple H, because he's head of creative, but ultimately it's Stephanie, Triple H, and Nick Khan. And Triple H bringing back his NXT kids, for example, people are like, well, that's how you make future stars. You bring back your younger talent, because one day Roman Reigns is not going to be able to main event WrestleMania. He's already main evented 5 or 6 WrestleManias.
Let's see, 31, 32, 33, 34,
4,
37,
7, yep, and 38.
And 38. So
7 main events.
Wait, did I count that right? 31, 32, 33, 34, 37. No, 6.
6.
Counting like Cass. 6.
Yeah, so 6 main events. And, he brought Hit Row back. That's another tag team that the Usos can go against. Yeah, you might not have Swerve anymore, but you still got the other 3.
I think I know what they're building towards for the Usos.
I think so too.
I think they're gonna do Owens and Zayn.
I think so, yeah. At
least I hope so, because
that's
Owens and Zayn winning the tag team titles will be glorious TV.
We had no idea Karrion Kross was coming back, and that was a surprise.
Yeah.
And Triple H knows how to use him. He brought back his NXT entrance with the smoke and everything like that. He brought Scarlett up with them as well. Yeah. Johnny Gargano came back, Monday. So, it's gonna, like I said on last week on the review, it's gonna take time to do everything. You can't just rush everything at once, do bits and pieces here, there, and then like down the line, see where it goes. We have Kevin Owens of NXT back, pretty much the prize fighter, which was cool to see. You can tell the promos are kind of less scripted. with Owens and McIntyre a couple weeks ago on Raw. We still haven't seen Bobby Roode in forever. Hopefully he'll come back, Bray Wyatt's return is probably imminent now that, that Triple H is in charge. And, I was reading, I was, go ahead. What are you going to say?
There's not it's a lot of speculation about Bray.
Right.
Just based off of he didn't get along with Vince and Triple H is looking to bring people back. There's no confirmation one way or the other. Even if you look at Fightful Select, there's no concrete information that Bray is coming back. So it's a lot of rumors out there. Whether there's any truth to them, I don't know.
Right.
I would. And where do you even put him right now?
True. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because eventually you're going to have Cross and McIntyre go at each other, and Gargano is doing his thing with Theory right now. And see, that's what I liked about Gargano's return. There was speculation, is he coming back to WWE? Is he going to AEW? Yeah. There was nothing concrete. There was no spoilers. There was no return promo or video package or nothing, It was just straight up like it used to be back in the day. All right, let's see what happens next. We had the women's match. Then we still had maybe 20 to 25 minutes before the main event. So okay, what's gonna happen now? And and Gargano's music hit. That's a legit surprise, a legit pop. People are like, holy shit, And we knew, I'm probably gonna get crap for this, but Triple H, like I said, Triple H is bringing his NXT kids back because on the DX biography, he and Sean back in the day knew that wrestling was changing. Wrestling is going to change throughout, It's not going to be the same. Like Josh said in his article yesterday, I read it. It's not going to be the Attitude Era again. Mm-hmm. It's never going to be the Attitude Era again. Yeah. The Attitude Era for that time period was awesome. Now we're in the age of social media and snowflakes and, times are changing and Triple H sees that, but Vince didn't see that. He saw maybe a glimpse of it, but Triple H saw that. He knows what this day and age of wrestling fans want. And he's going to give us, I'm sure he'll give us a little bit of both, He'll give us the wrestling and some of the sports entertainment. Since he has taken over, I have not seen one comedy segment or nothing with the 24/7 title because we know he wants to get rid of that too eventually. So we know he's taking things a little bit more serious. So, I mean,
comedy segments, if they're done well, work.
Right.
If you consider the way in NXT, like Gargano, Theory, Candice, and Indy, they did their stuff was comedy gold.
Right. And Loomis is back too. Funny. So, but it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take time. Will we see other people come back that were let go in NXT? I mean, everybody who left NXT is either in AEW. Adam Cole can't come back anytime soon.
No.
Or Fisher O'Reilly, Swerve, Keith Lee. But yeah, like I said, it's going to take time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. So
Dwayne is asking if there's any news on the mandatory meeting. I will give this little blip from Fightful Select that I just got about half an hour ago. It said several topics were tackled, including working as a team, lines of communication, and who the talent can talk to. So it basically sounds like a standard. It kind of sounds like a raw meeting, kind of. there wasn't a whole lot of details given, but I don't want to give away, Sean's information for free. So
Right.
I don't feel it's fair to give you like more.
Can you put up Josh's comment?
Or this one?
Not the one before.
Which one?
Right here.
This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
he said from what Ninja Boy said, sounds like Hunter might be moving away from part-timers, so I didn't take title Romanoff at Clash.
I don't know if they're going to do that, but my problem is they have to figure out a way to split the championships.
Right.
Unless you're just going to unify and have one world champion specifically, because he's still carrying around both belts.
Right.
So, and I hate to unify the titles because with them calling it the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, I feel like calling it that is going to erase the history of the WWE Championship.
Right.
Which means their entire world championship history, like active world championship history, will only go back to 2016.
Right.
And like the thought of that is gross to me.
Right.
I feel like if anybody can save that, it'll be Triple H.
Yeah. And see, this is my theory. Speaking of theory. So at Clash of the Castle, I feel like if they want to go and have the Raw title back on Raw, or the WWE title back on Raw, which I've read USA really wants they want to have their own champion again,
right.
But in the middle of the match, have Theory come in and cash in for just the WWE title, but then McIntyre wins or pins Theory and brings the Raw title or the WWE title back to Monday Night Raw, and McIntyre's back on Raw, and Roman can stay Universal Champ on SmackDown.
Yeah. I have no idea how creatively they'll get there.
Right. Because now you have Gargano on the way too.
Yeah.
Because Gargano could, Gargano in theory could have a match where the briefcase is on the line and Gargano,
like creatively, in order to do that, you would have to do what you did with Angle, Benoit, and Jericho. You would have to have a 2-fall triple threat match.
Right.
1 fall for each title.
Right.
And you can get one of the titles off of Roman that way without having to pin him, and then he could retain the other one.
Right.
And if I were booking, I'd keep the Universal on Roman because that's the one he's held longer.
Right. Exactly.
But then you wonder, like, does the one person take both falls? Because how do you pin one guy for the title and then like pin the guy who just won the championship to retain the other? It's a strange booking dichotomy because I don't know. It's a very Vince very much. I'm glad Vince is gone, honestly, because creatively he continually liked to back himself into a corner.
Right.
And that was one of my biggest fears before Hell in a Cell 2019. With The Fiend and Seth Rollins, you had to put the title on The Fiend. Otherwise, it wasn't going to work. And we saw what happened, and holy shit, did it not work.
All right.
Everybody hated it.
Yep.
I've never seen such pissed off reaction for the end of a pay-per-view ever.
Right, yeah.
That's why they had to do the gimmick in Saudi Arabia to be like, oh, match cannot be stopped for any reason. That's like, okay.
We were like, how does a Hell in a Cell
how can we make it like there was no clear way to say we're not doing this finish again.
Right.
To be like, match cannot be stopped for any reason. We are not going to stop the match because it gets too violent. But there has to be a winner by pinfall or submission. Ring around the rosy. It's what else could they have said to be like, yeah, we messed that finish up. We know we messed that finish up, and we're not going to do that again. We're going to right this wrong.
Right.
Had they gone the original way and just made the Fiend win at Hell in a Cell, Seth might have been fine.
Oh, I'm sure because they probably would have had another rematch in Saudi.
Yeah.
Regardless, so
Dwayne says that was the worst Hell in a Cell match ever. Do you know what's very frustrating about that to me? The fact that Sasha and Becky was overshadowed by how bad that match was.
Right.
Sasha and Becky had one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. And because the Seth and Bray one sucks so bad, people don't remember it as much. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I hate that. Because Sasha and Becky kicked off that show and were incredible together. Probably their best match against each other.
Very much so, yes.
Well, unless you count the Super SmackDown. That match was fantastic. And Sasha won that one, so I kind of like it better. I hope there aren't gaffes like that. Which I don't know what the booking decision was for Ronda and Liv at SummerSlam. That was very poorly executed.
Yeah.
But I feel like Shayna is going to take the title from Liv. The way that Shayna's being built up to become NXT Shayna.
Yeah.
You almost have to put the belt on her.
And then they can finally do Shayna versus Ronda.
Yeah.
You know,
they could do that, or they could have an alliance. Like, unfortunately, Shafir isn't there. Jessamine Duke's not there, so you couldn't. Which sucks because, like, I don't know if Maria Shafir's contracted by AEW. I know she's done matches there, but I don't know if she is actually under contract.
Right.
Because I would love to see 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen at Survivor Series.
That'd be nice.
Becky's not cleared, so that's kind of out.
Yeah.
Who knows with Charlotte, and Sasha's not there, so it's just Bailey. But maybe next year, because that is kind of a cool concept, horsewomen versus horsewomen. Because you would have Ronda and Shayna being as big a deals as they are, and then Jessamine and Marina are kind of there, and then of course, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, Bailey.
Right.
I think that match sells itself, but that's just me.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I think we had talked about that, like when Ronda first came to WWE, like, oh crap, we can finally get the 4 horsewomen of MMA versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE.
Yeah, because they were all there.
Right. And then they were all there, and they just let go of Marina and Jessamine. So
which Hell in a Cell match was better, Sasha and Becky or Sasha and Charlotte? It's Sasha and Becky all day. Like, that's not even a consideration. Sasha and Charlotte's felt off to me, and Charlotte winning was really deflating because it was kind of a weak finish for that one. Sasha and Becky was good throughout and had a good finish. Sasha didn't win either one of them, but if I had to pick which one was better, it's Sasha and Becky, hands down.
Right.
Okay, listen, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, and it may be an unpopular opinion. Charlotte Flair is a great athlete.
Agreed.
Out of the 4 horsewomen, she is not the best wrestler.
No.
She's not. I know she's a Flair. It's in her blood. She's a fantastic athlete. I'm not taking anything away from her. She's great at what she does. But her matches don't do anything for me.
No.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what this aversion is to Charlotte that I have. And maybe this is also biased that her best matches were against Sasha, save the last woman standing at Evolution. That match with Becky was their best match against each other. And that one could be in consideration for Charlotte's best match. But I don't know what it is. Like, I love watching Becky. Becky and Bianca at SummerSlam was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Bayley's run as SmackDown Women's Champion was career making and saving because her babyface run was dead in the water. And Sasha's just great at everything she does. So I don't know what the disconnect is with Charlotte, because people were ranting and raving about Charlotte and Rhea from WrestleMania 36. And I thought the SmackDown 5-way was better. It was a little more clustery, but Charlotte and Rhea didn't really do anything for me. They didn't really do anything for me until Money in the Bank, where Charlotte won the title.
Okay.
The Raw Women's title. Like, I don't know why. Like, Charlotte and Rhea are both good, but their matches just never sold me. And I'm sure that's going to be an unpopular opinion for a lot of people. People are like, oh, how do you not see this? How do you not see this? You've watched wrestling all your life. Some things just don't click.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, if you said that they would have a match against each other, you'd be like, oh, this is going to be great. They had a feud in 2017, and their matches didn't click. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, true. It happens.
Like,
there's some matches out there for me that like what the heck? Why am I watching this right now?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm probably gonna get roasted over my opinion of Charlotte, but in my opinion, she's the least exciting horsewoman to watch, rather.
Yeah.
Like Bailey's heel run is absolutely fantastic. Like it is leaps and bounds better than the Hugger. Leaps and bounds.
Yeah, the Hugger was meant for NXT. Was...
Main roster, it did not translate.
No.
And Dwayne makes a good point. AJ Styles and Jericho didn't really click either. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. AJ and Jericho was fine for like a dream match scenario, but as a whole, it wasn't really a memorable feud.
No, it didn't last that long. They just had the match at Mania, I think, right? And that was it.
They had a match at Fastlane too, which I think AJ won.
Yeah, because Jericho won at Mania. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. So AJ had to get his win.
And then Jericho's last TV match was the triple threat with AJ and Owens for the U.S. title.
Yep. Charlotte likes to bury talent.
It's true. It's true though. Like, I haven't. To be fair, I have not watched the Broken Skull with Charlotte.
No, I haven't either. I'm still on the one with Sammy. I'm almost done with Sami Zayn right now.
Yeah, I of course watched the one with Sasha because it's Sasha. I have not watched the one with Bailey yet. Did Becky do one?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so Charlotte was the last.
I think it was Becky, and then Bailey or Bailey. It was Becky or Bailey first because I know Sasha was third.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, Sasha's was a great one if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
Also, her heel series was really good.
Yeah.
Or Evil or whatever it was.
Evil series is pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, but Charlotte just doesn't click for me. Like the series of matches against Sasha was, I think, her best work.
Yeah.
After that, like her WrestleMania match with Asuka was underwhelming and kind of an abrupt end to Asuka's streak.
Just like Undertaker. I was like, wait, what? What happened?
Yeah. The WrestleMania 35 main event, that one honestly might have been a drained crowd because everybody was so tired because WrestleMania was like 6 hours long.
Oh my god!
And
that's when WWE realized, holy crap, we got to make this into 2 nights.
Yeah. And 36 with Rhea wasn't great. She wasn't at 37. And this year with Ronda wasn't great. I did not watch WrestleMania Backlash, so I cannot provide an opinion on Ronda winning the title.
The one at WrestleMania Backlash was a little bit better than WrestleMania, or than
I'd hope so.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania was just kind of there.
Yeah.
Charlotte's interview wasn't that great. I mean, I feel like I'll have to check it out just for prosperity, or is that the word, prosperity? Or posterity, one of them. Just for my own edification. How about that? That's something I will have to check out.
Yeah.
And Parker, I don't know if this is a troll comment, but Testa's been dead for like 13, 14 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, what kind?
Yeah, Testa's been gone a long, long time.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any thoughts on Triple H taking in charge creatively and all that stuff?
Like I'm excited to see where it goes. I brought up when I was on Pillar to Post, the Fightful Overbook show. I brought up that I am excited to see the first Triple H creative controlled Royal Rumble.
Right. Okay.
Because the last one under Vince sucked so hard. Yeah. 2022 Rumble was terrible. Other than Roman Seth, anything after that, I don't even like. They ruined Lashley and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Which Lashley got hurt during the match, so that didn't help. But the Rumble booking was just unbelievably questionable.
Yeah.
The only thing worth anything in the women's Rumble was Ivory and Mickie James.
Yeah.
That was it. Once you eliminate Sasha before entrant number 10 comes out, you've already fucked it. And the men's Rumble was just a god-awful sea of terrible. Shane McMahon entering the Rumble match was the highlight of the match. I will not hear different. Shane McMahon being in the final 3 of that Rumble match was a highlight, and I will not hear different.
Yep.
Is John Cena versus Drew McIntyre a big enough marquee match for WrestleMania title versus career? I don't know if you want to go with that stipulation. Because if you want to think about, if you want long-term storytelling, which now is actually possible, if you remember, Drew McIntyre storyline-wise was the reason Cena didn't compete in the 2019 Royal Rumble. So you could play off that a little bit. I don't know if you make Drew slightly heelish for that because you really can't do it with Cena. Cena's like babyface forever at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, stranger things have happened. But I doubt at this point, 20 years in and not even a full-time schedule, that he would want to come back to turn heel. There's really no point. But Cena versus McIntyre at WrestleMania for a championship.
That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be
bad.
I mean, McIntyre has literally worked his back off. I mean, to get back into that spot. So,
yeah. And I would not be surprised if Drew won the title at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised at all. And the reason I say that is he was supposed to have that big moment. He was supposed to have that big moment at WrestleMania in 2020, but then COVID happened. You have an issue, Big G.
Yeah, freaking cats are like jumping on the counter and shit and going after shit they're not supposed to. I swear they turn 1 year old and they're just acting like freaking crazy.
Fortunately, this is why I have a door to close so that the animals don't bother me. Dwayne says, I wish they would go back old school. If you have a match, then you're not in the Rumble itself. You can't even say that because in 1992, Piper was in 2 matches. Yeah. He won the Intercontinental title and then was in the WWF title Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So, like, if you really want to say that. But yeah, I'd be fine if people didn't. I would honestly be fine with that because Roman being in 2017 killed the match for me.
Yep.
Lesnar coming in at 30 this year killed the match for me.
Yep.
Actually, Lesnar being in at number 30 and winning killed the match for me.
Yeah, I was like, when he lost the title, and then he's like, well, I'm going to enter the Rumble just to get it back.
And like, I had a feeling it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling. When Roman interfered in that match, I was like, they're going to do it. Like, they're going to do it, and I'm going to hate it. Mm. Which is why I tweeted out after the Rumble, I hate it. It's like, they could have, they could have gotten there a completely different way. They could have saved it for like the Chamber or something where Roman screws Lesnar out of the title. But no, they had to do it for both championships. It's like the match doesn't need both championships.
No.
And then I said, you can't possibly do it again after this. And then they did SummerSlam. It's like,
Yep.
it's like they can never do that match again. I've seen Roman and Lesnar enough times. I don't need to see it again.
No.
If I never see it again, I will be a happy wrestling fan.
Right.
Dwayne said on the prediction show, I said whoever lost the title was going to go on and win the Rumble. And I said in either case, I would have hated it, which I did. I absolutely hated it. I really hope a Triple H Rumble is booked so much better because my gosh, 2022 sucked the life out of me. I was so pissed that those were the Rumbles we got. Anyway, Dynamite's about to start soon. So, Big G, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, follow me at nodq.com/BigBallerG. That'll take you to my Twitter page. Check out my TikTok, at BigBallerG1988. Like I said, in 2 months' time, Celeb Fest 5 is coming back to Maryland, so that'll be fun. Other than that, that's it for me.
Cool. And you can follow me on TikTok too at Greg Cherry Brand. I posted a new video today, I believe.
Okay, I have to check it out.
So go check that out. It was a wrestling trivia one, which
okay,
those are always fun for me because I like to duet them without looking at them.
Right.
Which I guess is kind of the point.
Right.
But yeah, I have some entrances that I've done on there.
Yeah.
A few of them. So go check those out. I do entrance compilations. Those are fun to do. So go check that out on TikTok. Follow me at Greg Cherry Brand. Check out Jack of All Trades tomorrow because I will actually have the show ready by tomorrow as opposed to what I have done now. And until next week, also go check out CWT's End on Friday. I might cash in my championship match. You never know. Go check all of that out. Dwayne, I will see you tomorrow for Jack of All Trades
should be a fun show.
Jared Bailey, Jeremy Lambert, and of course, Sati Miyagi. Looking forward to that. I'll see you all tomorrow for Jack of All Trades. See you guys next week right here on the Greg Cherry